The story we are going to read today is Catching the Moon, written by Mal Peet and Elizabeth Granham and illustrated by Xiao Xin. Yeah, let's start reading the story. As you can see here, we have like the moon, we have the stars, and I think this is the main character of this story. And it seems that he is a prince because he has a crown up on his head, and it seems like he has a nice palace. This book is phonics level 2. It's Colin Big Cat reading lions.
Reading lions?
Yeah, and
it's level 2.
It's level 2. Okay, let's get started. Please don't forget to subscribe and make a thumbs up for our channel. Okay, let's start reading the book. Okay. It was time to go to bed. Hal had a tantrum. He shouted and yelled. He stamped his feet. Here, as we can see, his face looked sad. And he has a moon here. He has a bear. He has a turtle, I think, or this is a pillow.
Whale.
No, this one.
Oh.
And he has a very nice room. He has books on the floor. And he was really sad. Okay, and then the tantrum. What's the meaning of the word tantrum? It means like he is shouting and yelling, and he is a bit angry. Not a bit, he is angry. Okay. What is the matter? Asked the queen. This is the queen. What do you want? Asked the king. I want the moon, yelled Hal. So this is the queen, this is the king, and this is Hal. So we can know the characters now. Let's flip the page. Okay. You shall have the moon, said the queen. The king called for the servants. You must go and catch the moon, he said. Now the servants were really like astonished, maybe, I don't know. The servants were called Grim and Crumb. This is Grim, I think, and this is Crumb. Grim was tall and thin. This is Grim. Crumb was short and fat. They set off to catch the moon. They went like they were walking in a way that they can't catch the moon even, but they were wandering. The servant went out into the garden. The moon was high up in the sky. There is it, said Grim. How shall we catch it? Asked Crumb. They were wondering. So, I have a plan, said Crumb. We need a ladder, a net, a big hook, and some string. Uh-oh, they're gonna catch our moon. The servants put the ladder by the tree, but they could not catch the moon. I have a plan, said Crumb. They were catching the moon. They were standing because he was tall. He went up on the ladder. He went up on the tree. They laid down the ladder on this tree, tall tree, and they tried to bring the net in order to catch the moon. The servants went up to the top of the tower, but they couldn't reach the moon. They couldn't even reach the moon because they went up to the tower, and it looks like the fence of the tower, and they were standing like that. And then they bring the hook, they bring the net, and the stars are here, as you can see. You have to flip the page. The servants saw the moon in the pond. This is a pond. As you can see, we have a frogs. I will catch it in my neck, said Crumb. Then I will tie it up with the string, said Grim.
No, that's just...
Splash! Grum and Grim fell in the pond. The moon would not stay still. It wiggled and wobbled. They couldn't catch the moon. There is the moon, but this is the reflection of the moon. They thought that they can catch it from the pond, but they went in the pond and they splash like this. Grim and Crumb were wet and cross. They were so angry and they were wet. They couldn't catch the moon. They went to tell the king and the queen. The king and the queen were very happy. The moon was right outside the window. Here is the moon. You caught it? They cried, but little Hal was fast asleep. This is the end. And this is a story map for the story. So as you can see, the story starts here. Hal was tantrum. And then the king and the queen, the king asked the servants to go and catch the moon. The servants tried to catch the moon using the net and the hook and some strings. Then they threw out the tree, and then later on they went into the tower in order to catch it, but they couldn't. Then they went next to the pond and they jumped in the pond, splash! They couldn't catch it and they were so wet and cross. So they went back to the palace and they found that little Prince Hal is fast asleep and the queen and the king were so happy for they couldn't catch the moon. This is the end. Thank you for listening to our story. Please don't forget to subscribe and make a thumbs up for our channel. This is Alhan, Sweet Alhan and Cherry Han. So good night. See you later.